We've had a good run with the show. We've been very lucky. The audience has been very loyal.
Yeah.
It's been a nice ride.
Yeah, but I do think you...
Jonny Carson was no stranger to unexpected moments on live TV, but one appearance reportedly took things in a direction no one was ready for. The second she walked on stage in that outfit, the energy in the room changed. Something about that entrance set everything in motion, and it didn't take long for things to escalate. Join us as we break down exactly what happened in this unforgettable live TV moment. Eva Longoria's split-second crisis. When Eva Longoria walked onto the late-night stage, her outfit immediately grabbed attention. She wore a sharp, navy tuxedo-style blazer with nothing underneath. It was bold, clean, and very different from the usual dresses seen on talk shows. The structured look gave off confidence, but it also came with risk. From the moment she sat down, it was clear that even a small movement could shift everything. And that's exactly what happened. In the middle of the conversation, Eva made a slight adjustment with her hands. It seemed harmless, but within a second, something slipped out of place. Her expression changed instantly. For a brief moment, her face froze. Then, almost as quickly, she reacted. Her hands moved up to hold the blazer tightly against her chest. It was a fast, instinctive response, showing both awareness and control. What stood out most was how she handled it. There was a flash of panic, but she didn't let it take over. Instead of stopping or making a big scene, she kept smiling. She stayed engaged in the conversation, even though her hands were now holding her outfit in place. It was a mix of composure and urgency, and she balanced both in real time. The host, David Letterman, clearly noticed the shift. His delivery stumbled for a second as he tried to process what had just happened. He paused, then attempted to continue the conversation as if nothing had gone wrong. But the moment was too obvious to ignore. His words became slightly awkward, showing he was trying to recover control of the segment. That's when humor stepped in. Eva laughed, and Letterman followed with a dry joke about losing the show's liquor license. It wasn't directly about the situation, but everyone understood the meaning behind it. That joke helped break the tension. Eva clapped and leaned back, laughing even more, which made the moment feel lighter and less uncomfortable. The audience reacted right along with them. At first, there was a sense of surprise. People noticed the sudden change and didn't know how it would play out. But once the laughter started, the mood shifted completely. What could have been an awkward moment turned into something funny and memorable. Eva's quick thinking and willingness to laugh at the situation made all the difference. And this was just one moment. What happened next on live TV only got even more unexpected. Halle Berry's calculated distraction. When Halle Berry stepped onto the stage, her outfit made an instant impact. She wore a bright magenta dress that stood out under the studio lights. The color was bold, and the fit drew attention right away. It wasn't just stylish. It was the kind of look that naturally pulled focus, even before she said a word. As she walked in and greeted the host, the audience could already feel that this moment would be different. As soon as she sat down, small movements began to shift the energy. She adjusted her dress slightly while laughing, and those subtle changes didn't go unnoticed. These weren't dramatic actions, but on a live show, even the smallest movement can become a big moment. The way she handled herself showed awareness. She knew the outfit was drawing attention, and her body language suggested she was trying to stay comfortable while still keeping things under control. The host, Jay Leno, picked up on it immediately. For a brief second, he seemed caught off guard. Then, instead of addressing the obvious, he made a quick decision to redirect the focus. He shifted the conversation to something safer: her hair. It was a smart move. By complimenting her hairstyle, He gave the audience something else to pay attention to, even though everyone understood what he was really doing. This led to a playful exchange between the two. Halle smiled and went along with it, clearly aware of the shift. She thanked him for noticing her hair, and her tone made it clear she understood the situation. Jay kept the conversation centered on safe topics, asking about her look and how she chose the style. It created a light and controlled environment, even though there was an unspoken tension in the background. What made this moment work so well was how both of them handled it without directly addressing the issue. There was no need to point it out. Instead, they used humor and timing to guide the conversation. Halle stayed relaxed and confident, while Jay kept things moving smoothly. Together, they managed to control the narrative in a way that felt natural. The audience could sense what was happening, and that added to the fun. People laughed not just at the jokes, but at the shared understanding of the situation. It became a moment where everyone was in on it, without anyone saying it out loud. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get more awkward or entertaining, another guest handled it in a completely different way. Emma Stone's battle with the camera. When Emma Stone appeared on the show, her outfit looked stylish at first glance. She wore a short dress that fit the tone of the event, but it also came with challenges. Sitting down in that kind of outfit on a live stage is never simple. The cameras are always moving, the angles keep changing, and every small shift becomes visible to the audience. From the moment she took her seat, it was clear she had to stay alert. As the interview began, Emma tried to stay relaxed and focused on the conversation, but her body language told another story. She kept adjusting her dress again and again, especially around her lap. These weren't big or dramatic movements, but they happened often enough that people started to notice. Each adjustment showed that she was aware of how she looked on camera and was trying to stay comfortable at the same time. The presence of cameras made everything more intense. On a live show, there is no break and no chance to reset. Emma had to manage the situation in real time. She crossed her legs, shifted slightly in her seat, and used her hands to keep everything in place. These actions became part of the moment, even though they were not part of the conversation. The host, Conan O'Brien, added another layer to the situation. His humor kept the audience laughing, but it also made the moment more noticeable. As he joked and moved from one topic to another, Emma reacted with laughter, which sometimes caused her to lean forward or shift again. Each laugh created another small adjustment, and the cycle continued. What made this moment interesting was how much was communicated without words. Emma didn't directly talk about the situation, but her actions made it clear. Her posture, her hand movements, and the way she repositioned herself all showed that she was managing something behind the scenes. It became a silent conversation between her, the host, and the audience. Over time, these small movements became the real focus. Instead of just listening to the interview, viewers were watching how she handled the situation. The attention slowly shifted from what was being said to what was happening physically on stage. Even though it could have turned uncomfortable, Emma handled it with calm energy and a sense of humor. She stayed engaged, kept smiling, and didn't let the moment take over completely. And just when it seemed like nothing could top that quiet tension, another live TV moment took things in a much more unexpected direction. Dakota Johnson's live malfunction. When Dakota Johnson sat down for her interview, everything seemed normal at first. The conversation had just started, and the mood was relaxed. She was smiling, answering questions, and settling into the rhythm of the show. Then, right in the middle of talking, something unexpected happened. A part of her dress suddenly came loose. It wasn't planned, and it happened quickly enough to catch everyone off guard. For a split second, Dakota looked surprised. Her eyes dropped toward the strap, and her hand moved instinctively to check what had gone wrong. There was a brief pause where the moment hung in the air. Then, instead of panicking, she laughed. That reaction changed everything. What could have turned into an awkward situation became lighter because she chose to stay calm and play along. The host, Jimmy Kimmel, made a quick decision that shaped the moment. Instead of ignoring the issue, he pointed it out with a grin. His tone wasn't serious or uncomfortable. It was casual, almost like he was inviting the audience to laugh with them instead of feeling awkward. By acknowledging it openly, he removed some of the tension right away. Dakota leaned into that approach. She held onto the loose strap and joked about it, showing she wasn't embarrassed or shaken. Her response felt natural. She didn't try to hide what had happened. Instead, she stayed present in the moment and used humor to handle it. This kind of quick thinking is important on live television, where there's no time to stop or fix things behind the scenes. As for solutions, there wasn't much they could do immediately. Jimmy joked about getting tape, but it was clear that wasn't really an option in the middle of the interview. So Dakota simply held the dress in place and continued. It wasn't perfect, but it worked. The focus shifted from the problem to how she was handling it. Slowly, the conversation moved forward again. They returned to talking about her work, but the energy had changed slightly. There was still a trace of that unexpected moment in the air. The audience remained engaged, partly because they had just witnessed something real and unscripted. Dakota stayed relaxed, smiling and responding as if nothing major had happened. That confidence helped the interview find its balance again, and just when it seemed like things were back under control, another guest took things in a much more shocking direction. Drew Barrymore's unpredictable energy. When Drew Barrymore walked onto the stage, her energy was already different from the usual guests. She wasn't quiet or reserved. From the start, she was playful, smiling, and clearly ready to have fun. The conversation began in a light and friendly way, with small jokes and teasing comments. Nothing seemed out of control at first. It felt like a normal late-night interview, just with a bit more excitement. Then the tone started to shift. Drew leaned forward and playfully suggested doing a dance. It sounded like a joke at first, something said just to keep the mood fun. But instead of letting it pass, she acted on it almost immediately. She stood up, called for music, and got the band involved without hesitation. In that moment, the interview stopped being a simple conversation and turned into something much more unpredictable. What followed happened very quickly. Drew began dancing with full energy, moving around the stage without holding back. At first, the audience laughed and clapped, enjoying the surprise. But then, the moment crossed into something more shocking. In the middle of her dance, she made a bold move that no one expected. It lasted only a second, but it completely changed the atmosphere in the room. The host, David Letterman, was visibly stunned. He didn't interrupt, but his reaction said everything. He froze for a moment, his expression showing surprise and confusion at the same time. It was clear he hadn't expected things to go that far. Unlike other moments where hosts try to guide the situation, here he simply watched it unfold. The audience didn't react right away. There was a short pause where people seemed to process what they had just seen. Then, almost all at once, the room filled with loud reactions, cheers, laughter, and applause. The delay made the moment even more intense. It showed how unexpected it really was. Drew, on the other hand, seemed completely comfortable. She laughed, smiled, and stayed in control of her energy. After finishing her dance, she returned to her seat as if nothing unusual had happened. That confidence helped shift the mood from shock back to entertainment. What made this moment stand out was how quickly it escalated. It started as a simple joke and turned into one of the most talked-about moments on late-night TV. And just when it felt like nothing could top that level of surprise, another moment took a more uncomfortable turn in a completely different way. Jennifer Love Hewitt and the conversation hijack. When Jennifer Love Hewitt appeared on the show, her outfit immediately became the center of attention. She wore a bold dress with a very deep neckline, and it was hard to ignore from the moment she sat down. The audience noticed it right away, and so did the host. Instead of the conversation leading the segment, her outfit quietly took over before a single question could fully land. The host, Ellen DeGeneres, didn't try to avoid it. She addressed it directly, but in a light and joking way. Ellen made a playful comment about whether Jennifer had run out of time while getting ready. It was clearly a joke, but it also acknowledged what everyone was already thinking. By bringing it up early, Ellen set the tone and removed some of the tension. Jennifer handled it well. She laughed and responded honestly, saying that it was just how the dress was designed. She even admitted that it might be a little too much, which made the moment feel more real and relatable. Her openness helped keep things comfortable, even though the focus had clearly shifted away from the original purpose of the interview. As the segment continued, other people on stage joined in. The humor became more exaggerated, especially when it came to eye contact. One of the guests joked about avoiding looking directly at her dress and instead focusing above her head. This turned into a running joke that kept the audience laughing. The idea of trying not to look became funnier with each comment. These reactions showed how everyone was trying to handle the situation in their own way. Some leaned into the humor, while others played along with exaggerated behavior. It wasn't awkward in a negative way. Instead, it became a shared moment where everyone understood what was happening but chose to laugh about it. What made this moment stand out was how the distraction turned into entertainment. The outfit didn't ruin the segment. It became the segment. The jokes, the reactions, and the playful comments created a different kind of conversation. One that wasn't planned, but felt natural in the moment. Jennifer stayed relaxed throughout, smiling and going along with the tone of the discussion. She didn't try to shift the focus back. Instead, she embraced what was happening and let the moment play out. And just when it seemed like laughter was the only outcome these moments could have, another guest brought a story that took things in a completely unexpected direction. Rosie Perez's story that escalated too far. When Rosie Perez joined the show, she brought a lot of energy with her. From the start, she was animated, expressive, and fully engaged in telling her story. It began as a simple conversation about a night out. She described dancing, the music, and the people around her. Her way of speaking was lively, and it pulled the audience in right away. As she continued, the story became more physical. Instead of just explaining what happened, Rosie started to act it out. She used her hands, moved her shoulders, and showed exactly how she had been dancing. This made the story feel more real and more entertaining. The audience responded with laughter as she built up the moment step by step. Then things took an unexpected turn. While demonstrating one of her dance moves, Rosie raised her arms and spun slightly, just like she had described. That movement triggered something no one saw coming. Her dress, which had thin straps and a loose fit, didn't stay in place the way she expected. In a split second, the situation changed from a funny story to a live wardrobe issue. The host, David Letterman, reacted immediately. At first, he looked surprised, but he quickly moved to help. Without making a big deal out of it, he stepped in and used his jacket to cover her. It was a quick and practical response that helped manage the situation in real time. What could have become an uncomfortable moment instead turned into comedy. Rosie herself didn't panic. She laughed, even as she tried to recover. Her reaction made it easier for everyone else to relax. The host also kept things light, adding small comments that helped shift the tone back to humor. The audience's reaction came in waves. First, there was surprise as people realized what had just happened. Then came laughter as the situation settled, and everyone understood it was under control. Applause followed, not just because of the moment itself, but because of how it was handled. This moment stood out because of how quickly it escalated. A simple story turned into something completely unpredictable. There was no plan for it, no setup, and no way to control it once it started. That's what made it feel real and memorable. Rosie's energy, combined with the unexpected turn, created a moment that people wouldn't forget. It showed how live television can shift in seconds and how quick reactions can turn chaos into entertainment. And just when it felt like these surprises couldn't get any more intense, another guest brought a completely different kind of shock to the stage. Bethenny Frankel's floor drop shock. When Bethenny Frankel stepped onto the stage, her energy was already at a high level. She didn't ease into the interview. She came in talking fast, smiling, and fully engaged with the moment. From the second she sat down, it was clear this wouldn't be a calm or slow conversation. Her presence alone set a lively tone, and the host had to match her pace right away. The host, Anderson Cooper, tried to keep up as the conversation started. But before things could settle, Bethenny shifted the entire direction. Without much warning, she asked if there was music, and then suddenly dropped to the floor. It wasn't a planned segment or a gradual move. It happened quickly, and it caught everyone off guard. That one action changed everything. As she moved on the floor and kicked her legs back, her outfit reacted in a way no one expected. The motion caused parts of her outfit to shift, revealing more than intended. It was one of those moments where the energy of the action created an unexpected result. Because it happened so fast, there was no time to adjust or stop it. Anderson's reaction was immediate and very real. He completely lost his composure. Instead of trying to control the situation, he broke into laughter. He crouched down, held his chest, and struggled to catch his breath. His reaction made it clear that even as a host, he wasn't prepared for what had just happened. It wasn't controlled or planned. It was a genuine response. Bethenny, on the other hand, stayed confident. She didn't seem embarrassed or unsure. She sat on the floor, smiling, clearly aware of the reaction she had created. Her attitude helped keep the moment from turning uncomfortable. Instead, it stayed in the space between shock and humor. The audience had mixed reactions at first. Some people gasped, clearly surprised by how quickly things escalated. Others immediately started laughing, feeding off the energy of the moment. As a few seconds passed, the laughter grew louder and more consistent. People began to enjoy the unpredictability of it all. What made this moment stand out was how fast everything changed. One sudden movement turned a normal interview into something chaotic and memorable. There was no build-up, no warning, and no way to control it once it started. Bethenny's bold energy and willingness to act without hesitation created a moment that felt completely unscripted. And just when it seemed like the chaos had peaked, another guest brought a different kind of discomfort that no one saw coming. Jenna Ortega's beautiful but painful outfit. When Jenna Ortega walked onto the stage, her outfit immediately caught everyone's attention. It looked striking under the lights, with a shiny, almost glass-like design that reflected every movement. From a distance, it seemed flawless. The fit was sharp, the material looked unique, and it gave her a strong presence on stage. At first glance, it was the kind of outfit that looked perfect for a big TV appearance. But as the interview began, A different side of that outfit slowly came out. As she sat down, Jenna stayed composed and smiled while listening to the host. But within moments, she started to hint that things were not as comfortable as they looked. She openly shared that the dress was made of a material that could poke and press in certain areas. This wasn't something the audience could see clearly, but her words made it real. She admitted that sitting in it wasn't easy, even though it looked great on camera. The host, Stephen Colbert, picked up on this right away. Instead of moving past it, he leaned into the moment with humor. He laughed and made light comments about needing medics on standby, which made the audience laugh as well. His reaction didn't dismiss her discomfort, but it turned it into something everyone could engage with in a relaxed way. Jenna continued to explain how the outfit felt. She described the strange mix of feeling both uncomfortable and somehow still okay in it. Her honesty made the moment more interesting. She wasn't trying to hide the reality of the situation. Instead, she shared it openly, which helped shift the focus from just how the outfit looked to how it actually felt. This created a clear contrast between appearance and reality. On screen, the dress looked polished and impressive, but behind that image, there was a level of discomfort that most people wouldn't expect. That contrast made the conversation more engaging because it revealed something real about the experience. What could have stayed as a simple compliment about her outfit turned into a full discussion. The discomfort became a talking point, and both Jenna and the host kept the tone light and easy. The audience responded with laughter, but also with interest, as they got a glimpse of what goes on behind the scenes. Jenna handled it with calm confidence, smiling and staying present throughout the conversation. And just when it seemed like honesty was the key to handling these moments, another guest proved that confidence could take things in a completely different direction. Jennifer Lopez and the double moment. When Jennifer Lopez stepped onto the stage, she already had everyone's attention. Her outfit was bold, fitted, and designed to stand out under studio lights. From the moment she appeared, the focus wasn't just on the interview, it was also on her look. The audience noticed it instantly, and the host acknowledged it right away with compliments and surprise at how striking she looked. At first, everything stayed under control. She sat down, smiled, and started talking about her work and her co-stars. The conversation felt smooth, but there was an underlying awareness that her outfit was already a big visual part of the moment. It wasn't just background, it was part of the conversation without anyone needing to say it directly. Then came the movement. During a segment connected to her performance work, she stood up to demonstrate a dance move. It started as something simple and fun. She moved confidently, showing her energy and rhythm. But as she shifted into a more active motion, the outfit responded in a way that wasn't expected. A split in the design opened slightly during the movement, briefly revealing more than intended underneath. The moment happened fast. There was no pause or build-up. It was just a quick shift during action, and it caught both the audience and the host off guard. But what stood out most was how she handled it. Instead of stopping or reacting with embarrassment, she kept going. She adjusted her outfit quickly, laughed, and turned the moment into something light. The host reacted with surprise, but immediately followed her lead, making a joke that helped the audience stay comfortable. This quick exchange helped prevent the moment from feeling awkward. What made this situation work was how professional she remained. Jennifer Lopez didn't avoid the situation or pretend it didn't happen. She acknowledged it through her reaction and humor, then moved forward without hesitation. That approach helped shift the energy back to the performance and conversation almost immediately. The audience responded positively. There was a brief moment of shock, followed by laughter and applause. People could see that it wasn't staged or planned, which made it feel more real. Instead of focusing on the unexpected reveal itself, the attention quickly returned to how confidently she handled it. In the end, the moment became less about the outfit and more about her reaction. She stayed in control, kept the tone light, and continued as if nothing could shake her confidence. From awkward wardrobe moments to unexpected live TV chaos, these stories show how quickly things can change when the cameras are rolling and nothing is rehearsed. What starts as a normal interview can turn into something completely unforgettable in just a few seconds. If you enjoyed these wild late-night moments, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around, because there are plenty more shocking live TV stories you won't want to miss.